Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the show. Okay, so what happened? Okay, in July we were supposed to have a new show, and it was supposed to continue with the box office with Thor and Minions. I had a real big technical problem, and I had a problem with my wrist. My wrist is finally out of a cast, but I broke my wrist, and it's been taking a while for it heal. I was in a lot of pain. Therapy, I'm getting there. Thank you for the well wishes. But we're going to continue with that because I'm going to put a couple of announcements real quick. But at the same token, I'm going to spread those announcements throughout the show instead of, all in one shot. But basically, what's going to happen is the mothership. This show is for the mothership. It's going to be a 25-minute show. It's going to be presented for Manhattan Neighborhood Network, located on 59th Street, in New York City on the West Side. They're closing down at the end of August. They got a sister ship on the East Side, in New York City. We don't know if we're going to do any shows from there. If anything, we're going to be doing a couple shows in August from the mothership. We're going to go back into the studio. We're going to have the big green screen and big posters and stuff. Matter of fact, I am doing one special of the three biggest franchise ever, and that is, of course, King Kong, Godzilla, and James Bond. What I'm doing with that? Well, I have to go into the studio and do that. So that's going to be at the Mothership Studio. Even though this is being taped in my own little private studio at home, it is for the Mothership, as you can say. And then in September, what's going to happen? There's going to be a lot of these shows. The new studio is going to be located on 38th Street. Okay, hopefully in October. They thought they're going to open up in September. Looks like it's going to be October. But anyway, in the meantime, you're going to get quite a few of these at home over here. And so you're going to see like lots of picture in picture. I'm raising up my hands, and I realize what's behind the hands is the hands are behind the posters. So I got to get used to that. But anyway, so real quick, let's catch up with the box office because after this, there's nothing to talk about. But let's just start from the top, okay? Real quick. We're gonna run right through this, okay? Can you see this here? So, from long time ago in a far, far away movie theater, that says Superman Returns was gonna be the big deal, okay? And I found this. I put a lot of stuff in boxes that have been stored. I'm pulling out a lot of stuff out of storage, so you're gonna see a lot of stuff like this here. A lot of old props I got. I show a lot of props because that's the thing, with the show that I've been doing for 33 years. We're celebrating this summer, by the way, but I'll be bragging about that the next show. But anyway, this is the old style, the way we used to do it. Anyway, and back then Superman was supposed to be the big deal. What happened? This tanked, and these little guys made a lot of money. And this franchise is still going. There's rumors about what happened with Justice League, this and that. As far as all the behind the scenes and news, other shows are doing that. They're doing a good job covering. I'm not going to be doing that because I'll be honestly with you, this might be our last season. We're going to go through summer, and we're going all the way up to Avatar and Christmas. Then we're going to see what happens. But we're going to keep on going like normally. And the reason I'm saying this is this DC's got a big problem. Everybody's talking about it. Besides Thor, I don't know where I'm putting Thor. Thor is one side and Minions is on the other. Well, anyway, but back then nobody thought Minions was, and now Minions is making millions. Okay, but anyway, and the reason I'm saying that is because the season is over. It's not even the end of July. What's gonna what that the thing about the saucer? Nope, not seeing it. The only competition I can really honestly say it's maybe the Black Panther is coming up. Black Adam, is that the Rock, Dwayne Johnson, the other DC, and Shazam. I mean, no respect. It took Aquaman out at the end of December because nobody wants to go and compete against Avatar. Okay, so basically, this is Tom Cruise's only competition as far as the biggest movie of the year. Tom Cruise has got 1.2 million, I believe. Okay, I got the numbers here. Yeah, 1.2 million. Okay, I'm looking at the top 10 here. Look at it, right? Anyway, Avatar is the only movie Tom Cruise is going to compete. Footnote again. I know I'm repeating myself. Tom, you got the biggest movie of the year. Come on, Live Die Repeat. It's the sequel. This is sci-fi Groundhog Day. Okay. They say we don't know an idea. They get an idea. They don't know if they had the money. Now they got the money. Tom Cruise like the richest bucks out there. So, but Tom Cruise only competition is Avatar. The year's over. Avatar. That's the big one. Okay. But anyway, so real quick. I'm not wearing my glasses and I didn't pop in my contacts. So don't mind me if I look up close. Okay, Thor: Love and Thunder. Okay, from the top. Love and Thunder. I give it a 3. Disappointing. I'm showing a lot of Lego stuff because I got into the habit of buying Lego because of what happened with the pandemic, and I picked up a new hobby. Lots of bologna sandwiches. That's the only way you can afford this stuff. Anyway, here's the creature, right? I said, okay, this was before the movie came out. I love, oh, they look like a cool creature. I'm posting a lot of the stuff that's already made. It's already put together. I'm posting it in TikTok. I might do like a 5-minute at the beginning of one of these shows that I'm going to be posting in August on the YouTube site. Okay, so if you're watching on Manhattan Neighborhood Network, I'm addressing YouTube a lot because that's where all these shows are going to be repeated, are going to be posted. All original shows will be done on YouTube, but they'll be short shows, like 10, 15 minutes. Anyway, I will be showing you this here, and you couldn't even tell. I mean, okay, that's the front and back, and no creature. Okay, that was bum. Well, the creature was there, but you don't see it. The other disappointing thing about Thor was they made a big deal about this Viking ship. Yeah, okay, they're gonna battle it out. It's gonna be a big battle sequence, a fight scene, and everything. You barely got 2 girls going. That was supposed to be funny. Jokes were friggin' lame. The Christian Bale as whatever name, God the Butcher, whatever. Fucking care. Disappointing. I barely gave it a 3. There should not be another Thor. Sorry. Or just redraft the whole thing. Joaquin, the director, he got an Academy Award for Jojo the Rabbit, right? Excellent picture. I gave that a 4 out of 5. He won Academy Award for Best Screenplay. Over here, he must have blew a fuse. If that's a 4-hour cut, I'm not surprised. The whole thing was so badly edited. And all we got was cheap, lame jokes. Bad creatures. Now, this is a creature. At least they got this right. Like, subscribe on YouTube. Will haunt you. This was fun to build on Lego. But anyway. So I'm going through this real quick. So, Minions, I was disappointed. Come on, little guys. Could have been funnier. They had a director who was actually was like he was a director, production manager within the family, within the production company itself. They had writers, but the main guy, Pierre, who created Minions, who directed and produced it and wrote it, and this time he just did the voices. He let the other family, I guess they all got promoted to do direct, produce, and write and stuff like that. Failure. I gave it a really disappointing. I got this here. Let me put this out. The Rights of Guru, yes. This is the only fun with Michelle Yeoh, the kung fu scene. This was funny. The rest of the movie was lame, and it's being repeated. They go to a different generation. Instead of being in the 60s, they go to the 70s. Repeat. Instead of looking for a villain for the Minions, they got a villain for Gru. Or Gru's looking for a Minion villain or whatever. I mean, rehash, lame jokes. This was really disappointing. I'm a huge Minion fan. I went out and brought that damn kit. And Bob Stewart, they had a brand new auto. I think they deserve better. What they got to do is they got to bring the girls back for the next one. They already got plans for the next one. This movie's going to make $1 billion. They got to bring the little girls back again to really make it work. Okay? Enough chasing villains and all that stuff. Okay. So, next, big surprise of the year. The second big surprise. Thank you very much. I just saw, what was it? A True Romance. Talk about Top Gun Maverick being the #1 picture of the year so far. Besides Avatar, that's it. Like I said, the year's over. Val Kilmer. That's right. Oh, I'll be your Huckleberry. Val Kilmer was in True Romance. I'm going to be doing a special on that. Okay, I'm still waiting for my order for our video, True Romance, written by Quentin Tarantino, Christian Slater, um, Christopher Walken, who was announced to be in Dune, Dennis Hopper. You know, Italians have mixed blood in them. Great scene. True Romance. It has a special poster, postcards, 5, 6 different commentaries. True Romance. I'm going to be highlighting that in August. I got to get it and cover all the documentaries, commentaries and documentaries on that special edition. Anyway, Val Kilmer play Elvis Presley and that in True Romance. And thank you very much. Elvis has left the building. Elvis, this is a big surprise. It's right now 170 million worldwide. For a picture, that's 80 million. But here's the thing: Elvis is very cultural. You know, the down south, they love him. He's not big overseas, but is doing huge compared to Thor. Excuse me, Thor made $500 million, but the damn thing is going to cost like 600. The cost is about 600 million right now, just to break even. Sorry about that. Anyway, I'm showing this here, Viva Las Vegas Deluxe Edition, and try not to edit. Let me see if I can get through this. Anyway, the reason I'm showing this here, this has a great commentary by Steve Pond, author of Elvis in Hollywood, and has a featurette about Elvis in Vegas. 20-minute making of documentary about Elvis gives you more information about the Elvis picture. Now, I give it 3 out of 5, but the only reason because I like the angle of Colonel Parker. They leave a lot of dirt out. Him on the medication, him marrying, Marie Presley because she was underage. No, Maria's the daughter. Priscilla, I'm sorry. Anyway, but if you get the chance to see this here with the commentary, it's really great stuff. And Margaret, of course. I'll be mentioning her when the movie comes out on Blu-ray DVD. I'm going to be reviewing it more and getting into more detail. Terry Garr. Does anybody remember Terry Garr? She was in that Star Trek episode 7. Okay. She was in Young Frankenstein as what was his name? Victor fucking Steen. That was his girlfriend, the blonde one. Terry Garr. She was in as a dancer. Okay, talk about dances. I want to talk about Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. I'm going to save that for the next episode. There's a dancer in there who's a producer and Star Wars. Oh, talk about Star Wars. Okay. That was by coincidence. I'm looking at my little script and I'm going off. Okay. Improv. Talk about Star Wars. Are you going to talk about the Obi-Wan Kenobi again? That's a special episode by itself on YouTube exclusive. And the reason why I interviewed... Well, okay, hold on. Okay. I go back old school. Remember what I told you about props? Here's a prop right here. Am I recording? Okay, I'm just double checking. Sorry about that. And stereo VHS. This is the way we used to edit our shows back when. Okay. I'm probably going off screen and hiding behind these PIP posters. Sorry about that. But anyway, yeah, this is VHS copy. Okay. Gotta be careful closing that the stick is falling off here. Gotta make sure about that. But anyway, the reason I'm talking about that is about the Obi-Wan cut as an editor. Yes, that's something else I'm going to be talking about in another episode. Right now I'm relearning editing, as far as I'm learning DaVinci editing program. Okay, there's more to that for a reason. But as far as Star Wars, again, on the YouTube sites, yeah, I forgot something. I forgot to bring my bond. Damn. Anyway, got an interview that I did at my punk, when I was in a punk band, my rock and roll years. Once the guitar hands gets better, I'll be playing more guitar. That was supposed to be the big thing for this anniversary special, 33 years of me playing the guitar, and I can't play as of yet. But the next show is going to be keyboards, okay? But anyway, I did an interview with Mark Hamill. That's in my YouTube videos. I think it's on the third page. You have to dig in for that. The reason I'm saying that because I did something special. I don't want to jinx myself. It was a Netflix movie. Well, actually, a Netflix miniseries of 6 to 8 episodes. Is going to premiere in September. I can't talk about it, but I did do a scene with a certain Star Wars actor in it. Crossing my fingers that I won't get cut out of the scene. Story, Law and Order, Law and Order, Special Victims Unit. I start on that. Organized crime, somebody actually got shot on the set. I'm told not to talk about it. Blessings to the family. Yeah, somebody actually got shot on the set in New York City. So if you're watching this out of New York State and you're watching the show, somebody was there. He worked in the crew, and he was there in charge of parking. And somebody 5 o'clock in the morning shot him. I mean, you see that in Hollywood Reporter. You see that in Variety magazine. Can't talk more about it, which is sad. But I did Special Victims Unit, and I'm going to be posting these pictures behind the scenes. I'm going to be posting that. Anyway, I was seeing where I'm standing on the steps, and for me, it was like doing the working with Mark Hamill and talking to him and doing the interview. You see that on YouTube. Just look for the video. I get a chance, I'll repost that on one of these future shows. So it's kind of like a full circle that I actually got to work with another Star Wars actor. Hopefully that scene is not cut. It'll be in September. When I did Law and Order, what happened was I did a scene. Marista was right in front of me. Cut. Frank, you're not looking right. We're going to put a female instead. No offense. Okay. Off with the male. In with the female. Action. They did the scene. I went home. But I got to work in Law and Order. On those famous steps where the Godfather was filmed. I'll get to that in a second. Well, what happened? Very simple. Not working out. Frank, we just want to back up. Can you just stand in that spot for a second? Okay. Filmed the scene. Whatever. Went home. A couple of weeks later when the show finally premiered, boom. Frank, did you see the episode? No, it was the 400th episode. I was in the studio. I didn't get a chance to see it or whatnot. So it was the next day, and a friend of mine taped it and said, "Hey, Frank, man, there you are." So what are you talking about? You in the show. They decided not to use the lady. They used me instead, and I made the final cut. That's what I'm talking about, the final cut. Hopefully I made the final cut when I started with this gentleman who did The Mandalorian. I was surprised. I showed up for the show, for Netflix, and they put me in the spot. Here you go. You're going to be serving sandwiches. And the gentleman from Mandalorian was right there. Nice surprise. I was like, humbada. But I don't want to jinx myself. Real curious question. People said, "Hey, J-Lo and what's her name got married?" Okay, what's his name? Sorry. A little side note here. Yes, J-Lo. I worked in a show, Shades of Blue. I'll be talking more about that. About background work, and the reason why, because we're going to be doing a show where one of my fellow background actors used to be a producer of Manhattan Neighborhood Network. I'll be talking more about that next show. And he's going to be showing up, and we're going to do a couple shows together, okay? And we were in The Greatest Showman with Hugh Jackman. Yes, I worked with Wolverine. Anyway, did a show with J-Lo, Shades of Blue, and I got a nice story about J-Lo. I mentioned that. I still haven't talked about that little story, but she was really sweet. Some people showed up, tourists, that showed up to the set, and she was really, really nice to them. And of course, I said hello to Ray Liotta, who passed away. He was on that show, and I did 2 scenes with him. One scene got cut. I didn't make the final cut. It's seen, if you haven't, anybody seen the show, it was the first season. I think the second or third episode, he's in the hospital carrying this little bag with a bomb, and I crossed right in front of him. And the scene ran too long, and I got cut. I didn't make the final cut, but I did make one cut with J-Lo, even though you just see my back. But I made the cut, but you really don't see me. You see my famous jacket, which I'm going to introduce in the next show. It's my working jacket. But anyway, and who's the other person? Okay, let me just I'm gonna do a show on the Godfather. Why are you talking about the Godfather? Leave the gun, take the cannoli. Why? In a galaxy far, far away, you'll be surprised uh, how many quotes about George Lucas is in this book. Somebody who worked with them, I'm going to get production crew. I want to talk about it. I'll save it for the next show. But even in this book, they said that Francis Ford Coppola was trying to sell his idea for the movie, and Walter Murch, who was an editor back in the 70s and 80s, he worked on Apocalypse Now, and Walter Murch said on that big particular meeting, he used his Jedi trick, his Jedi mind trick, and the crew how he wanted to do the scene, the wedding scene. I'll get more into details next time. But anyway, yeah, George Lucas has mentioned The Godfather and George Lucas. How's that? Okay. Again, that's going to be for another episode. Okay, let me see. What else I got to cover? Okay, also, James Bond. Can I pull up a box set here? Let me see. This is a stretch. Oh, it's a stretch. Stretch. Nope, and I pulled up the wrong thing. Damn it, I pulled up Star Trek. Oh, Star Trek fan. Yes. Ruther Khan. They're coming over with Star Trek Discovery. What happened to the Orville? What happened to Strange New Worlds? I'm going to be doing that in a separate episode altogether. We're going to be covering that. Okay? Let me see. Again, something about the Mighty Thor. I'm looking at my timer. Okay, the Mighty Thor. Love and Thunder Thor. A little tidbit if I get to mention. Altogether, $250 plus another $100 million for marketing is $350. $350 million to make Love and Thunder, and all the sources say you got to make anywhere from 600 to 700 to break even, so people can actually, profit out of that. It's a whole marketing technical term about where's all that profit going anyway. Already F9. They're adding a whole bunch of people to this friggin' movie. Can you come up with a better script? F10 is already costing $300 million. They're not even done with the movie yet. Forget about marketing. This is going to go down as one of the most expensive. One of the things we have to look forward to. This movie was horrible. And the reason I'm saying that is because of streaming. Okay, now for films? People are asking me about this. As a working actor, I think some of you know. If you don't know, I saved this bragging part for the end. Humble bragging. There is a big point. For me, when I hear okay, somebody says, well, Star Trek, okay? Oh, these guys, they keep coming with these Star Trek shows, and they're not very good. They are doing one thing, though. They're creating jobs, and that's what streaming is doing. I'm getting calls, texts, and calls, and everything. Frank, are you available to do this show? Are you available to do that show? And 4 or 5 years ago, that was not possible. You have to. Your name will be on the list. Hopefully, because of things they call you, or you have to call in and say anything available. I need to work. The volume has increased as far as production, especially in New York, Atlanta. A lot of stuff is being filmed in Atlanta. Have you ever thought about doing background work? We'll be talking more about that. John is going to join me. He's a fellow musician, fellow bass player. I mentioned that he does background work. We're going to do a show about that and all the different things. I think I'm inviting some other background actors so you get an idea. But right now is the time to join. If you want to be a background actor, go to Casting Networks or Central Casting. Okay, you have to go on a list to be interviewed and to sign the papers. I think the waiting list has went from 3 to 6 months. But if you want to get behind the scenes and making of, being this, right now the two biggest, the biggest show is Law and Order, the 4th episode, and working with Wolverine, Hugh Jackman in The Greatest Showman. I'm in the movie. We're going to be showing you stills. John was in The Joker, filming in Newark. So we're going to be talking about that. The one actor I met that had nothing to do with working in the business. Mickey Rourke. Mickey Rourke just said something about Tom Cruise. And people say, well, he's kind of a snob, or he's better because of his career. Me and my friend walking up the Bowery in New York City. The corner of Bowery and Canal Street is the corner where the cars go up the Manhattan Bridge. Google it, and you get a scenario of it. We're crossing Canal Street, right in the corner of Bowery, and somebody comes out of the jewelry store, and he's thanking the manager, but because he's thanking the manager on his way out, he doesn't see who he bumps into. Bumps into me, steps on my foot. And he turns around and goes, oh man, I'm sorry man, you okay? He said, yeah man, I love your movies. Thanks man, I'm sorry about that. And a friend was holding a cab for him. You cannot hold a cab in that corner without getting a ticket. He got the cab, friend is holding it, he's like, get in. So he was like, sorry man, I'm in a hurry. Hey, no problem, I love your movies man. He got in the cab. Really nice guy. He apologized, turned around, a real snobbish actor said, excuse me. So my first impression was he was nice. Real nice guy, and he was in a gypsy outfit. The long hair, he had rings on his fingers, he had like a big jacket with a big feather thing kind of thing. Yeah, total hippie. But he was nice. He turned around and he apologized and stuff like that. I thought that was really, really cool. So my first impression is that Mickey Rourke was okay. What happened to his face? The boxing thing didn't work out. Okay, but anyway, so I'm going to defend that position. Anyway, that's about it. I'm going to cut this short. So the game plan is: don't forget to go to YouTube. You'll see a bunch of clips. My interview with Mark Hamill. I'm going to be posting screenshots of all the different movies and productions that I've done in the past couple of years, because I'm going to the next level as far as movie production. And I got a lot of clips, so I want to thank. I'm saving the best for the last. I want to thank to all the people who have tuned in to my YouTube page. Right on top of the corner, you'll see Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest. Pinterest, what I do is I posted like a lot of behind the scenes pictures of Godzilla. That's going to be another production, okay? Another produced show. Anyway, a lot of behind the scenes black and white pictures on Pinterest. Instagram, a lot of things that I'm doing presently. And TikTok, I'm going to be showing you all of my Lego stuff after they built. A lot of the stuff is already built. I'm going to post that on TikTok after I do like a little summary for YouTube. It could be a little video. I'm going to take the camera, zoom back and forth, along with a lot of old collectibles, which I don't have in front of me right now. Another collectible. I'm going to be showing you a lot of this stuff. A lot of old props I used to do for the show. Okay, I showed the other fans in a minute. I'm going to be showing you. I got a lot of old T-shirts. Okay, and there's going to be more topics. The reason is August. There's nothing to talk about. I'm going to be talking about my 33 years in the air and brag. Why not? I earned it. 33 years, thanks to you guys. I don't forget that. But the special thanks to all the people who tune in and put the comments on the James Bond videos. The Roger Moore interview, people said, oh, what a gentleman he is, a great interview. Lesenby, okay, he did an interview, a lot of people posted on that. Roger Moore also did back in the late 50s, black and white, he did like a comedy special where he played James Bond before he actually became James Bond in the 70s. That's the girl, she slips and she actually almost falls to the floor, he tries to catch her. That's a blooper, got left in the scene, check that out. You see my interview with Mark Hamill. Okay, I ran out of time. Whoa. Okay, this is probably getting cut off on YouTube, but that YouTube show is posted over here on. Well, actually, it's being cut off on Manhattan Neighborhood Network because you only got 28 minutes. I'm going to post this on YouTube, and you will see that little ending. Thank you to all the James Bond fans and the YouTube fans for doing all those commentaries. You will be addressed again on a special I'm doing on James Bond because it's going to be the anniversary, and I believe in October. It's in October. Well, I've run out of time, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for letting me yak. And in August, there's going to be a lot of shows. You're going to be seeing it from two different places: my home studio and the mothership Manhattan Neighborhood Network. Okay, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Gracias. Sorry if I'm looking here and not directly into the camera, because I should be paying attention to that. time and I didn't do well. One of these days I'll learn. Take care, guys. Thank you so much.